My name is Ed Hopson. This is the Samaritan House. I run the donation department and I'm responsible for the volunteers that run through here. This section right here is our children's playroom, so to speak. We have a children's advocate, which is Miss Ashley B. She's responsible at this time for about 79 children. Her responsibility is just the children's welfare. This is not a daycare, but it's a child mind. So if a parent has to go to court, has to go on an interview, has to go anywhere, they can leave the child here. She watches them. She doesn't just babysit, but she looks for behaviors that can warrant counseling. You know, if the counseling is needed, with the parents' permission, we have the YWCA has an office in this building and counsels families, and an office in our building on the end, which counsels children. You know, so her job is cut out to them. There's a lot of children all usually playing in here a lot of times. Through this pandemic, it's been kind of quiet. So she has been out with the children because she's still responsible for them. So she goes out, she's with the children, and her job is strictly the children. And you know, how they're going through this domestic abuse, this trial, or this whatever it is, human trafficking, or whatever the situation might be. Any questions?
Do you want to show us where the donations for the moms and babies have been going?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Come on in here. This is the donation department. Now, all these donations just came in today. Every donation that comes in here is not used exactly for, if it's not new, if it's not something that we would consider good for the family or the client, we'll send that off to our thrift store and we'll try to get our 8% for it so we can keep all of our programs going. They handle a lot for us. Most of it goes here. As you can see, we have sheets for the beds, Pampers for our clients, blankets. We have blankets, curtains, pillows. When a client leaves the shelter, they can come here and get pots and pans, dishes, lamps, all of the basics for somebody who might need everything coming out of a shelter, moving into their own place. We provide the things that we can with the limited space that we have. You know, and then we also take furniture, but we take the picture, show it to the clients and what could fit in their residence. We try to pick it up at one spot and bring it straight to them because we don't have the space to keep it. So we try to take care of our clients' needs. We have our housing locators that'll help them find permanent housing, and we'll even subsidize their rent for up to a year or even longer if they need it. So we have people who have relationships with landlords and all, and situations from some clients that might need it, or the credit is not up to snuff, or don't have any credit because their husband took care of everything, or the victim didn't. You know, so we provide alternate, credit as far as that goes, as far as subsidizing and things of that nature. When they come in and families come in, and a lot of times these clients come to us in the middle of the night fleeing a situation. So when they rest and when they get settled a little bit, everything comes to light. How do I get my clothes, and what am I going to wear, and what are my child's going to have? They can come here. And because of donors like Journey Church and this lady trying to run and hide, Miss Sandy, catch her over there. We get donations, and as they go through them donations that you're seeing out there, and the best stuff gets back here, mostly new, modern things and clothes, they can come back here and get whatever they need. They don't have to spend a dime. They can shut the door and have at it. We had the room fixed up like like a store, and as we put stuff in it, it's becoming a chore to keep it that way, which is my responsibility. So, but we do the best we can, and I've had some help from Andrea and Kate from Journey Church and Sandy over there, and they have been great help to us as far as continuing our mission. And our mission is to help, and I really love that part about it. I believe it's a spiritual thing. when you help a person that way, and you don't offer any, there's nothing they offer from them. We try to make sure that we take care of them. So we appreciate you. The Samaritan House been here 35 years. It's the 36th year in existence. It started off as being a shelter for homeless victims, and we found that most of the victims was homeless because of some kind of domestic violence, and it transformed into that. 3 years ago, Human Trafficking, Homeland Security gave us a grant to be on the Human Trafficking Task Force, and we've been there. They gave us another grant to continue on the task force as we are finding things with that as far as victims under 18 who have been trafficked for years that we didn't have a place for, women that we had no place to put them. We were sending them to juvenile detention because we're responsible and we didn't have a place to put them. So we did studies and things, and it got approved for us to build a place to keep them where they're watched 24 hours a day, because you can't put them in a shelter because we don't man it 24 hours a day and they're under 18. So we're building a place, and as we evolve in this, we're finding new things and younger kids that we have to find other alternatives to help them. We're doing that, and it's evolving. It's very prevalent in this area, so we're doing what it takes so we can be helpful. And I keep, and I'm not doing it for any other reason, but Journey Church and our churches and our faith-based community has really came in to help with this. And without you, and without the generous donors we have, and the people that come by and bring these clothes and have compassion for the ladies and the guys who are victims of domestic abuse, LGBTQ, all of the communities, they come through and need help, and they provide it. I want to take my hat off to them. If I had a hat, I would take it off. But thank you very much. We really appreciate you and for all that you do. And God bless you.
Thanks.